About Zen Mindfulness, Chapter 4, The Universe of Magic. The universe has a sense of flow to it. All is change all of the time. No two moments are ever the same. Even when we're just sitting, the cells in our body are changing, our feelings change, the sensations in our body change. This impermanent nature is of great benefit. It allows suffering to ease. We have a headache for a while and then it changes. When we're tapping into the universe of magic, we encounter its abundance, its changes, its flow. Consider a tree. I love how the Buddhist teacher Thich Nhat Hanh considers such things. He would tell us to look closely and see all the properties of the cosmos in the tree. For the tree even to exist, it needs the soil, the rain, the sun, and carbon dioxide to breathe. For rain we need clouds, for soil to provide nutrients we need earthworms, and the tree's own leaves to sink into the ground, and numerous minerals and elements that allow seeds to germinate and grow. In this way the tree is not separate, it's connected to everything around it in order to survive. We could also say the tree is full of creative energy, in that it changes through the seasons, knowing what to do to survive year after year. It's also selfless, in that it doesn't feel threatened by birds nesting in it, or even a branch falling due to stormy weather. The tree adapts, continuing its amazing life without any comment or judgment. If we behaved like trees, we would flow with our life, not judging things, accepting what is unconditionally, and be in tune with the creative abundant energy all around us. What we think can influence us. We're blocked from this magic universe when we leave the present moment and enter the realm of thoughts. When we think only of ourselves or others, we lose sight of the world around us. We won't even see the tree we walk by if we're filling our head with problems. Fear blocks us from the magic and we leave the flow. We get stuck in old habitual thought patterns. Woe is me. What a nightmare of a day. I'm unlovable. I wish I'd done that better, etc. are all examples of ego, self, thoughts that take us away from the wonders all around us. These thoughts highlight us as separate beings, removed from everything. The only thing is, these thoughts are just that, thoughts, and unless we attach to them, we can let them drift by. If we attach to them, we can get caught up in the drama of them. Thinking you're unlovable, for example, can damage your self-esteem, confidence, and give rise to doubt within you. These unconscious thoughts are just your past returning. They are thoughts that may have served you once before, so your brain uses them again to try and protect you. Yet what are we frightened of? How does calling yourself unlovable help in your current situation? With mindfulness, we can notice we call ourselves unlovable and change to I'm noticing my thought is calling me unlovable, which is more accurate. By beginning to notice our thoughts, smiling gently at them and letting them go, we don't give them any stability to coalesce in reality. We return to the present, what is actually happening, what is reality, and we regain the flow. When we become anxious, it's a natural tendency to imagine the worst. This only escalates our fear and our anxiety. Imagining the worst is exactly that, imagination. Mindfulness aids us by tuning in to see if we are making things up and choosing to let go of such storylines. Acceptance is about knowing that all will change, and if we're suffering now, it will pass, or at least shift into something new. I wish I'd done that better is non-acceptance. It's thinking of the past as a judgment, and this can only serve to make us judge and doubt our own ability. Doubt keeps us rooted in the past, into imagination, and storylines. If we accept our past, even our mistakes, we're paving the way for a new future. Acceptance allows us to think less, use the past as a curious learning, and to affirm we've learned the lesson and move on. Acceptance is a kind of letting go, a non-attachment. Today I feel sad. Okay. By using our awareness to tune into the present moment, how am I feeling now, gives us clarity on where we're currently at. So you've had an argument. How do you feel now? So you're feeling sadness. Okay. In this moment you accept you're sad. You welcome it all in, accepting where you are. By staying with it, rather than thinking about it, we can transform our emotions. They shift through us. They're flowing again like the universe. How accepting are you of illnesses? Everyone gets a cold from time to time. Do you accept you have a cold, or do you moan about it? Do you say, "Oh, I can't believe I've got another cold," or "Why is it always me that gets a cold in the office? Why doesn't Jim get it?" This is non-acceptance of your cold. Own it, accept it. You have a cold. That is truth. Once you accept it, the suffering of the cold loses its hold over you. You can get on with just being with the cold. By all means, take hot lemon and ginger drinks, rest, keep yourself warm. But if you've accepted the cold and been kind to your body, the cold will pass through a lot quicker than if you're groaning about it. If you fight it, it will most likely last longer, and you'll miss the gift of the cold. If we always have the intention to do our best, learning from our mistakes, then we can grow and develop new thought patterns. This in turn creates an ever-changing way of living. Instead of beating ourselves up, we forgive ourselves and carry on. We forgive others and send kindness to all. We stop thinking about only ourselves. We take the I, me and my out of the majority of our thoughts. We no longer feel separate to others. We begin to understand we are part of the cosmic flow, just like a tree. Then our heart can begin to open to the wonder and beauty all around us, and we can fill ourselves with gratitude. How often do you consciously have thoughts of love and compassion? Sending some kindness, even if it's just a thought, offers kindness to the universe. It will come back to you in some form. Your life will largely be a reflection of what you think, good or bad. If you want your life to change, the only place to start is with yourself. Can you give yourself loving kindness? Being mindful is an act of kindness to yourself. You're giving yourself space to pause and not think. This in turn can aid your emotional response to things and provide calmness amidst times of suffering. Feel whatever is happening in the present moment, accept it, welcome it in and send love. Your heart will be opened and love-based emotions will be nurtured. Everything is a gift, even colds, anxiety, car breakdowns, relationship troubles. All of these things can go into a melting pot of learning. A friend gave me permission to share this story. Following an allergic reaction to something, her face became swollen and puffy. It caused her to feel embarrassed about her face and about being seen in public, so she didn't immediately seek help. After a day or two, it wasn't going away, so she reluctantly consulted a doctor and was sent to hospital for tests. It later transpired that she had extremely high blood pressure, and if not for the allergic reaction, she would never have known and might not be here today. Having the allergic reaction led to the discovery of something far worse for her health. So the allergic reaction in that way was a gift. We don't know when things first come our way what the gift is. Even the most damaging, difficult thing that occurs in life guides us in a different direction. It might not have been what we'd planned or what we'd wanted, but the universe does it anyway. Some things seem impossible to forgive or forget, but if we don't, we hold on to these events. They can become our identity and affect our health and happiness. Can we let go of the past and live in the present, accepting what comes to us and what's befallen us? Often the answer that comes back is maybe yes, maybe no. The times when we can't forgive or forget give the most learning. Even when we can't forgive another or the universe, we can learn to forgive ourselves. We can always start over, right here, right now. It's always a choice that's available if we're aware enough to make it. If you can take everything that comes your way as a curious learning, you're beginning to accept and be in the flow. If you're anxious all of the time, try accepting your anxiety instead of fighting it. You're anxious. That is okay. What is it teaching you? What are you still clinging on to from the past? The anxiety is rarely about what's going on now, as it's normally a worry about a future that hasn't arrived yet. Observing your feelings about the past and what still threatens you from it, choosing to let go of the past and living in each moment, whatever comes up for you, will begin to free you from your anxiety of the future. Anxiety then can also become a gift, a moment of resistance for you to work with, which alerts you to something being not quite zen in your life. Emotions are there for a reason, to wake you up. Emotions often can prevent you from becoming ill or stuck in the past. They can give amazing insights into where you're at or how to proceed. Accept them all with kindness and love. Know they are there, and you can comfort them immediately before they get worse or heavier. Look at everything as a mirror. If you're frequently angry, you'll notice and gravitate towards other angry people. A friend once said to me that she wished her mother would stop rushing about and take time to sit, whilst she herself was rushing about doing a myriad of chores as she spoke to me. Often what we see or judge in someone else is actually a reflection of how we feel about our own life. All this noticing gives us more understanding and choices to change our patterns. Can we practice more joy, more kindness, more compassion for others? These things will then flow back to you. Such is the will of the universe of magic. Abundance doesn't just mean more money. Do you feel abundant? Does life give you joy and contentment? The more we live in the present, we gain more joy, more happiness, because we see the wonder and beauty available in each moment, even the more difficult ones. In this way, your whole life can be filled with abundance, and the feeling of abundance can flow to you. Simply by being with your breath, you can become aware of the abundance of oxygen, of air filling your body, giving you life every second of the day. Smiling at a blackbird foraging in the undergrowth, you can be gaining joy from watching a bird doing its thing. You're not in ego, not worrying about anything. In those precious moments you are with your body. There's just the present moment. The blackbird has brought you back to what's happening now. I enjoy spending time walking by the sea. My favourite bird is an oyster catcher because of the hooting sound they make as they fly. I use each hoot to bring me back to the present moment and to remember that I am awake and alive. They're a gift for me. They take me away from my thoughts about what isn't present and back to the moment. Walking in the abundance of nature, seeing everything, feeling part of everything, saves me from living in my head and walking mindlessly. Being in the present doesn't mean you can't plan anything. It doesn't mean you can't have goals or a sense of purpose in your life. We can plan in the present and then take steps to achieve the plan. The trick is to do each step in the moment it becomes available to do. For example, we might have a plan to decorate a house, so we write a to-do list. Paint this room, rearrange furniture, put new flooring down. Then we might have additional steps of going shopping to buy new flooring and paint. We might mark in our diary that on Saturday we'll be heading to the store to do just that. Our intentions may change. We might find Saturday becomes sunny and we decide not to go to the store, but to the beach to listen to oyster catchers instead. Wonderful! You're now being more spontaneous, going with the flow. If we stay fixed in our view, in our grand plan, our grand intention, we can get exasperated or disappointed in ourselves for not sticking to the plan. We can call this procrastination or at worst laziness. Notice the judgments coming in when a plan is thwarted or self-defeated by another idea that comes along. It's okay to change your plans, just as it's okay to change your mind. I highly recommend it. Ultimately, we can more easily live into the purpose of our life by living into each moment and deciding based on our observations and feelings whether the current course is wise for us or not. We can also notice when we're caught up in fear or our own comfort zone on what we can or can't do. Do you seek happiness and try to avoid pain? Do you wish for a different life to the one you currently have? Wishing for something other than what is happening is future thinking. We are where we are. Start there with acceptance. We can let go of a lot of future worry. Our plans and intentions will guide us to our future, but we take each step in the present. It's important to be with the pain as well as the joy. Whatever the present moment bestows, that is how it is. A pain in our leg, a headache, a cold, an illness, that's where we currently are. It's hard to be accepting when we're in discomfort. Adding thoughts and judgments to the mix can increase and extend the suffering. In this moment, the practice is to be with what is and to be with your pain and suffering as best as you can. Facing pain in this way doesn't make it disappear, but we bring the possibility of learning and gaining wisdom from it. Hello, headache. What is it you're trying to tell me today? By giving our pain love and kindness, we help stay with it and may even heal it in some cases, if we choose to follow our body's wisdom. Sometimes it's good to pause before we rush off to fix pain, like reaching subconsciously for pills each time we feel the beginning of a headache, for example. We can learn and transform from our pain, especially from our emotions. This doesn't mean we have to stay in the pain for a long time, but rather that we observe the pain, explore its true source, and use that awareness to deal appropriately with it in a self-loving way. Our natural state is light, is joy. The longer we stay with our pain, including our unhappiness over something, with kindness and acceptance, we begin to recover our natural lightness. Life becomes more joyful. Pain can often highlight that we've left our natural balance and gives us an opportunity to come back to ourselves with deep compassion. It can be a signal, a sign that we need to observe keenly what's going on for us. In this way, pain can equally be a gift as well as joy can.